I found a meme on Facebook there earlier, and it's sort of nothing's changed much over thousands of years in the world. People, people. A minute. Fuck's sake. How the hell am I going to do? Right, wait a minute, wait a minute. I know what to do. We've got it on Facebook. You see it better on there. Right. Hopefully you can see that better now. That sort of says everything. It really does. All the IDF behind there. Palestinian people. Jesus. The only thing that's wrong with that is the buildings in the background are not bombed out. Because I get a strange suspicious feeling that that's not like. Well, maybe you didn't see it. You fucking state fucking piece of shit. Fucking shake off camera. So anyway, it's a meme of oh, fuck off. Shaky camera. Sooner a new camera the better. I can dance on that thing. Actually. Yeah. I can dance on it with a fucking sledgehammer. So the crucifixion. Jesus. Palestinians dead at his feet. All the IDF behind him. Making sure that he dies on the cross, you know. As I say, the only thing that's wrong with that meme is the buildings behind it are not bombed out the way they are today. So I take it that was made probably sometime. It's not an up to date meme. It's the usual what people post on Shitebook. Shite. I'll have to find out if there's probably not a more up to date meme. Obviously, with bombed out buildings behind here instead. It is possible to add them. Yeah, it's very possible you can add them. I could do it myself. And the background being the bombed out Gaza behind the soldiers, behind the idea. And that sort of does mean, fuck's sake, only a thick person would not see, this. That, that actually tells us nothing's actually changed. And nothing is. Anyway, you look at Gaza at the moment, you look at Netanyahu, and you look at all the governments that are going to make a fortune out of the deaths of all the Palestinians. That's why they're all backing it. Where there's war, armies, bloodshed, oh yeah, for the scum of this earth, there is tons of money to be made. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. So nothing's changed in thousands of years. I mean, Jesus, the barbarism's still all there. Behind their smiles, their diplomatic smiles and what have you. Oh yeah, they're barbarous bastards. They are. That's why for years, not just in Britain, but across probably around the whole world actually. Yeah, not just the West, not just confined to the West, but no matter who votes where, the politicians always think they're a boss. And for most of the time, they are actually. simply because the people allow them to be. No matter which country you're in, doesn't make any difference which country you're in. And that includes Israel, by the way, the Israelis. They allow those Zionists to be their boss too. It's a perfect thing come out of my mind that I cannot say. But it is perfect actually. If I said it you would understand it, but I can't say it on here. Yeah. Basically, we are all we are all just let's say slaves. It's not the same thing. It's the same thing, but it doesn't sound the same, does it? No, it doesn't. I know what I'm thinking about, but you don't because I can't see it. But yeah, we are. I mean, we do it. We do it all the time. We vote all the time. I mean, the people over in Israel, they don't know any better either. They don't know any different from anybody else. They're born over there, and they believe that's a country. They really solemnly believe that. So they're brought up to believe that that's a country, and that Israel's always been there, not just since the 1940s, but has always been there for thousands of years. But the Palestinians haven't. That's why they hate the Palestinians. And there's no change in their minds on that because, since the first day they went to school, probably even before that in some cases, depends what their parents are teaching them, they really been brainwashed into that. There's no way you can't. If someone's, it's like religion. People who are brainwashed into religion since they're little tiny children that first start in school, when they grow up, there's no way out for them. They'll solemnly always believe what they've been brainwashed into believing through their school years. True. That's why you've got religion today. Because, see, that's what it does. Every religion does that, by the way. There isn't a religion that doesn't do that. And of course, it's brainwashing. You can't just say, well, I just brought my child up within the religion that I was brought up in because I thought it was the right thing to do. You know what I mean? You've got the state education systems, whether it's Israel, whether it's Britain, whether it's anywhere in Europe or anywhere else in the world, and they all do the same thing. Instead of leaving things as they are and keep religion out of education, and they don't want to do that because they know that when children grow up into adults, if they've never ever had religion mentioned to them at all in their childhood, throughout their childhood, then most of them are never going to turn to religion in the first place when they grow up. Now, every religion does that. They get you as a little child. That's a brainwashing. And there's only some people, and I mean, the majority of people that get brainwashed, whether it's with religion or anything else, that's the best example actually of religion. Uh, they all tend to really, they'll never get out of it because it is a brainwashing. They really believe that, even though the teachers in school, even the parents, don't have any explanations. A lot of the time, they don't explain. They just tell them this is the way it is. That's your God, and it depends what religion, whatever religion, they've got different gods, and some of them get the same God, and some of these religions have got a name for the God the Christians use, and some religions like Roman Catholicism don't have a name for him. As far as Roman Catholicism is concerned, no, he's not got a name. God's name's not in the Bible. He's just referred to as God. But he's not God. He's a God. A God. A God is not God. He cannot use the term God as a name because it's not. The Roman Catholics have been doing it since the Roman Catholic Church was established by the dying Roman Empire, going back a couple of thousand years ago. Anyway, considering they were the ones that crucified on the first bloody place. Yeah, got to laugh at it. Yes, so nothing's ever changed. People are just as barbaric. They're just as barbaric today as they were all these years ago. Nothing's really changed. Instead of persecuting, crucifying Jesus, what are they doing with those bombs? They're crucifying just over 2 million Palestinians and their children, only because they can get away with it. That's what it's all about. And more people on TV saying that on the news. And it's not just mentioned in Al Jazeera these days, and on X and everywhere else. More and more people get coming around to what is really happening. That there is no chase. They're not chasing after Hamas at all. I mean, look at IDF did to the Israeli hostages. Apparently, they were Israelis anyway. They're saying they were hostages, but they were not. It's another matter. They had a white flag. That's against the Geneva Convention. I mean, targeting people like that. And it's even worse when it's your own people. I mean, fuck's sake. They had a white flag. They were waving a white flag, those Palestinian hostages. You should Google that, by the way. That the IDF shot. They were waving a fucking white flag. So the IDF probably thought they were just Palestinians waving a white flag and just gave them the bullet anyway. It turned out they shot their own people because they like to break Geneva Convention. No, we don't bother with that. We're better than that. We're better than international law too. We're above international law. We're above the Geneva Convention. No, you know, you little shits. So they shot their own people. And it wasn't a mistake. Of course, it wasn't a bloody mistake. If you're a soldier, well, they're not, but are they? They're not real. They've never fought in a real war in their puff. Holy fuck! If you're the IDF, then right, I forget calling them soldiers because they're not. If you're the IDF, and you're on the ground and you see a bunch of people over yonder waving a white flag to say we surrender, we don't have weapons, we're giving up, we're just civilians, we're waving this big white flag, and they saw the white flag. It's been mentioned in tons of news reports. So obviously they saw the white flag. So what did they do? They still opened fire anyway. That's a war crime. That's a war crime in itself. But in normal war circumstances, the chances are you would get away with that because nobody would know. So how the news media found out about it, I don't know. You would have thought they would have just kept it quiet, but they never. So it's all around the news media all around the world now. And the British, of course, the British BBC are the ones that never mentioned the white flag. There's a point. I wonder why that is then. Yeah, they were waving a white flag. Israeli citizens waving a white flag, and their own IDF shot them in cold blood, man. It's not as if I mean, fuck's sake. They're not hard of seeing, are they? The idea they've got eyeballs like everybody else. They saw the white flag, they couldn't not see it. But it's still open fire anyway, probably thinking it was Palestinians. Oh, it's only Palestinians, just gun them down, didn't matter. Well, there wasn't any white flag there, you know. But for some reason, somebody's leaked it out. I don't know who. Maybe one of the IDF or something thought to themselves, well, God Almighty, I can't keep this a secret. This is our own people, you know. But I doubt that. I doubt if they've got any feelings anyway. They don't, do they really? They're IDF. They murder people in cold blood. They've been doing it for 75 years. Murdering people cold blood. So now this time, and it's all right in newspapers and all that saying, "Oh, it was how was it a mistake?" That's what Netanyahu said too. It wasn't a mistake. How can it be a fucking mistake? If you're a soldier or an IDF, and you're standing there and somebody's waving a white flag, you're not meant to shoot them. At the very worst, you're meant to take them. You're meant to arrest them as prisoners of war and treat them according to Geneva Convention. What's the idea? Never do with anybody anyway. And that's why they opened fire. They shot them in cold blood. Probably believing, I can guarantee you, they thought they were Palestinians. They didn't think for a minute that they'd be Israelis. Which is a war crime. But you know, even probably Israeli citizens don't give a flying fuck about that. You know what are they doing about it? You think they'd all be amassed outside Benjamin Netanyahu's government building, kicking up fuck about that, you know? If the IDF can do it to these Israeli citizens, they can do it to any Israeli citizens inside fucking Israel. Think about it. And they probably would too. If Netanyahu, for talking's sake, right, just for talking, just for argument's sake, just say he really flipped worse than he already has flipped already, right? And he decided, well, I'm going to put I'm going to put a curfew on all over Israel, and so between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. in the next morning, people got to stay in their houses. And if he said to the IDF, right, if you see anybody out in those streets between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. the following morning, you know what to do: shoot to kill. I bet the fuckers would do it. I guarantee you the fuckers would do it. That's the thing. I mean, it's all right people saying, "Oh, I mean, that's a British sort of mentality too." Oh no, it wouldn't happen here. This is Britain, you know. I don't know if Israelis have got the same mentality or not. It wouldn't happen here. This is Israel, you know. And the French saying the same thing about themselves, you know. And I don't know about the Germans. They're different. They've got very tightened up laws at the moment for some stupid reason. So I don't know. I mean, it's sort of crazy. But I haven't heard of any Israelis heading towards that government building to kick up hell, protesting about the fact that the IDF, they saw a white flag, they couldn't miss it. It's in most of the news reports, the honest news reports it's in. The dishonest ones like the BBC, it's not. But yeah, they were waving a white flag. The IDF gunned them down anyway. Obviously mistaking them for Palestinians. It said they mistook them for Hamas. Bollocks. They're not after Hamas. They know they're not after Hamas. This is an excuse to gun down innocent men, women and children. of Palestine. We all know that. The whole world knows this. It's no big secret, you know. It's no big secret. I mean, everywhere you go, even on YouTube, everywhere you go, people are saying all the same things, and they're all right. They're all correct when they say that. I mean, Hamas has got nothing to do with it, you know. Hamas has got nothing to do with what Israel's doing at the moment. Oh yeah, they done that. Yeah, October 7th thing. So they done that. That's that. When Netanyahu decided to start bombing Gaza, he was using this as an excuse. And the night before last night, it was stated by his government, Netanyahu's government, it's going to take at least 7 months to get rid of Hamas. Hamas being code name for Palestinian people. At least 7 months. So we're lucky if by July or August next year. That'll still be unlikely if the people still left in Gaza. There's no doubt that's what they're up to. More and more people that you know that really know what they're talking about are starting to come out with this now, and that they are all correct. I mean, a few weeks ago, I was so frustrated because there was so many of those very intelligent people, apparently, that weren't acknowledging the fact that they were all talking about Israel going after Hamas and all this, and I keep on shouting at a computer screen. Well, they're not after Hamas. They're only using it as an excuse to destroy the Palestinian people in Gaza. Whole 2 point something million of them, you know. But now more and more bigger voices are coming out and saying that now, because it is true, and they're just beginning to see that, and it is a bit time. We need all these bigger voices to be saying that, to be believing that, to be knowing that is true. But it's a slow thing. It's too slow, actually. I mean, by the time anybody gets around to anything, there won't be any Palestinian people left in Gaza. That's a simple fact. Which is really frustrating. Every single day passes, every single second passes, more and more people die over there. The closer, a lot of wounded people, men, women, and children that can't get any medical care, are coming closer to their death, whether it be through gangrene in their limbs or whatever. There's nothing over there. I mean, I was thinking only last week, if there was a way, if you were a billionaire or something like that, it'd be easy enough to buy penicillin itself as like dirt cheap on the open market. It's dirt cheap. You could buy gallons of it, man. You could, but it's getting it in there and getting it to. I mean, the doctors are left over there. Who the fuck knows? Where are the doctors over there? Who the fuck knows? It's an impossible mission, really. And penicillin, that's the number one, the very first. It does to get rid of the gangrene and stuff like that, you know. It's better than what they've got at the moment, which is nothing, but it's getting it in there. It's too many IDF all over the place. It's crawling with IDF. tanks, bulldozers, fuck knows what. Yeah, fucking driving bulldozers all over the place as well. Not just tanks. Yeah. And that's obviously they drive over people's cars and everything, the cars that are left, that is. But these videos on Facebook, I've seen one or two. They're actually not for the Gaza Strip, but they're the West Bank. That's the West Bank they're doing that in, running over civilians' cars. There's fuck all left in the Gaza Strip, man, to run over you though. Fuck's sake. Yeah. Fucking cars. No. West Bank, yes. Yeah, that's what they're doing over there. Some of these videos are actually over a year old anyway. They're not anything new, Not anything up to date or anything. That's typical of Facebook, isn't it? Yeah. So people are just as barbaric as they were way back thousands of years ago. Just because we're in the 21st century, we've got computers and smartphones and fuck knows what. And we like a comfier lifestyle. We've got a comfier lifestyle than we had 2,000 years ago. Doesn't make us any more humane because people aren't, obviously. That's why you need prisons in every country in the world. Because people are just the fucking same as they were then, They're not any fucking different. And that's not a good thing. It's not. And that's why all the technology goes into one thing and one thing only: weapons. If they spent more of their time putting all the technology that's in the world today onto civilian applications and not on military prowess, just to make a government look big, just to make a president feel better about himself. And how they can, I don't know, with what they're backing at the moment. Nah. They're very, very hideous people, our politicians. They really are. No. Next year's general election here in the UK, I won't be voting for Labour. I certainly won't be voting for the Tories either. I'm not a Tory. So I won't be doing that. I won't be voting for any of them ever again, actually. Nah. Can't say what I was thinking there. But, no. I'm not voting for politicians again. No way, Jose. That's why. Who in their right mind, what decent, sensible, sensitive, upright citizen would vote for any politicians that they know how those politicians think when it comes to the bombing of Gaza? When those politicians want to back it for different reasons, their own personal reasons, whether it's profit or anything else. There's no reasons why anybody should back anything like that anyway in the 21st century. No reasons, but there's plenty of excuses, isn't there? Plenty of excuses there. Anyway, I'm gone. I hope you.